Welcome back to build day number, trying to think which one it is, 4 I think. Not been doing as much as I'd like because I have not been able to base myself here yet. I was supposed to be getting a camper van as a mobile office, but yeah, it's a little bit late. I'm told it'll be here in the next week or so, and hopefully that will up productivity. So anyway, I've arrived in today after watching the F1. And first things first, what have I done? So first thing I've just done is fix this bracket, which is SKR 310 into place. And you have to drill a hole, 6mm hole, in order to do that. Straight through here. So I've done it, and it's attached, and I think that's good. So I'm happy with that. I've marked all these bolts, obviously, that I've done here, that I've tightened up. And I've come in today, turn the page after that, and the next thing is the floor. So I spent about 15 minutes rooting around the bottom of this box here, which is what all your plastics and everything come in. And the floor was right at the bottom. So I've got it now anyway, it's out. And there it is. So now, next job is to fit that floor into that somehow, I presume. Just got to follow the instructions. So, the floor is supplied pre-made out of composite. The grey side is the upper side. It may be surfaced with vinyl or carpet or left as it is. Cut a hole in the floor for the battery box. Right, okay, interesting. The hole is located on the centre line, approximately 1 centimetre back from the rudder pedal mounting bar SKR18. The hole is 15 centimetres long by 9 centimetres wide, and then there's a diagram. And then this here. As I've found with this build so far, what you've got to do, you've got to read it, the section that you're on, and then before you do anything, read ahead. And then before you do anything, read ahead. So just keep reading ahead, essentially, almost until you're out the section. Once you're confident you know what's coming next, then start, because otherwise you can jump the gun or think, oh, I'll just do this, and it doesn't necessarily make things quicker. In fact, you usually end up having to go back over what you've just done. So I'm going to take 5-10 minutes now, have a read through this, figure this out. I certainly don't want to be cutting holes in things before I know exactly where they're going. So let me get my head around this, and I will see you again shortly. Right, so I fitted the floor, and it is tricky. This yellow mark here, this is where the battery's going to go. But I want to fit the rudder pedals first, because it says to fit the battery approximately 1 centimetre behind. Now, I've tried, but these holes aren't big enough to actually get the bolts through for the rudder pedals currently, so I need to keep reading ahead. So I'm fitting this one. This is SKR 15 seat support, so I'm fitting that with this floor attached, and hopefully it all kind of becomes clear with a bit of luck, because currently everything's just a little bit tight. Okay, let's give it a tap now. Not too loud.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
That's flutes. That's really creepy.
We started hearing somebody playing what sounded like a flute. Being in the middle of nowhere, this was unusual, so I went to investigate.
Strange.
That literally sounded like someone playing the flute.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit spooky.
Really spooky. Anyway.
After all of that spooky excitement, I continued to fit the floor and then decided to call it a night. With the floor now fitted, it was time to move on to the next job.
Welcome back to Let's Go Flying, this mini-series where I'm building a plane. And today, if you join me around here, I've worked up the courage overnight to actually cut the battery box just here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start by drilling 4 holes, 1 in each corner, and then I'll cut in between them with the Dremel, and hopefully it will be absolutely bob on. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, I'm going to drill a hole in each of the corners where I'm going from.
In hindsight, it probably wasn't a good idea to do this with the floor in situ. Drilling or cutting the floor in the wrong place could result in unnecessary damage to the aluminium tubes underneath, but I was careful to ensure that there was plenty of clearance before I started drilling and cutting.
So take 2, I'm having to use the whole thing. Now I think this will cut it, we'll give it a go, see what happens. Keep these out of the way, make sure I don't get this bar. Welcome back, folks. Let's give you an update where we're up to. So I'll flip you around here. I've been struggling a little bit with the rudder pedal assembly. This bolt goes through this tube which sits on a saddle washer, and then underneath there's not supposed to be a saddle washer here. It's supposed to be left blank, and then there's supposed to be a saddle washer, and then this brace is supposed to attach, but there's just not enough thread protruding. I've tried everything. I've tried pushing down on it. I've still got to get a washer on there and a nut, so I've messaged Paul to find out what the outcome will be there and what the best thing to do is. Now, next job, I've just fitted these steel braces, all very straightforward. These go to the bottom of the seat support tube, and then back up to this frame at the back here.
I have since found out that the horizontal support tube you see here is actually on slightly wrong. The bracket you see in front of the main upright tube should actually be behind it. I have since changed this, and it took me around 15 minutes to do.
It's all starting to get more sturdy now, even though all of these are still like loose. Because I've got to keep them loose until I'm ready to tighten them. So that's that. This is fitted. It's just starting to look just that little bit more plane-like, which is fantastic, and you know, it's really quite inspiring. So the next job, I believe, is fitting this control tube, which I would imagine is relatively straightforward. But we shall see, I guess. Just not sure where all this fits onto. Yeah, so just taking it a step at a time at the moment, trying not to do too much. I think that the most nerve-wracking bits that I've done so far have definitely been drilling this hole here through the engine mount. That was definitely the most nerve-wracking bit, followed closely by cutting the hole for the battery box, which is pretty neat. There's a little bit of a divot there. I'm going to try and sand it down and make it nice and smooth. But apart from that, I'm happy with that, happy the way that's come. And if you look underneath, there is the battery box. So we're coming up to finishing the front fuselage section now. So this is it's all very, very exciting. Not sure what to expect next. I'm enjoying it. It's had its moments. It's been tricky. It's been fun. It's been stressful. But do you know what? Out of 10, difficulty-wise, I'd probably put it a 6, and that's probably, you know, pushing it a little bit. So far, it might get more difficult. We don't yet know, but we shall see. So far, I'm coping and I'm enjoying it, which is the main thing. So, let's get a plan on what's next and keep building the plane. Well, we have a control stick assembly all set up. And I'm only on day 4 or 5? 4. Day 4 of doing this. So that has blown my mind. Wow. That is pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty awesome, to be fair.
I'm so impressed.
I am as well. Can't believe it. Just been kind of plugging away really and getting it done. I mean, I know there's so much to do, but just to see it coming together like it is doing is pretty satisfying. I'm not gonna lie, it's awesome in fact. And just looking at it like this is going to be a plane, I'm going to be flying this. Crazy. Tighten the bolts up first, I would have thought, but wow. Mind-blowing stuff. Okay folks, so I am calling it a night tonight now. I've fitted the control stick assembly, as you can see. It's really coming together now. It's just like literally blown my mind a little bit. I know I've got so much more to do and so much more pain to go through, but it's taking shape. For a week's work, for someone who's never done it before, I think it's brilliant. Well, it's not even a week, it's 5 days. That I've actually done 4 days. 4 or 5? I don't know. So, yeah, quite excited. Looking forward to getting going again tomorrow. It's been slower changes. I'm thinking that it's going to start taking a bit more of an aeroplane shape over the next few days, so we'll see how that goes. And thanks for watching, and I will join you tomorrow.